I don't know if you can even see it. All right, but I'll bring it up to you later on. Okay, we have one live. Okay. All right, they can see it here. I'm not sure that you can see it here. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi. Good evening, everybody. What time is it? Oh, my God, it's 9:30. I want to talk today. I want to ask you guys, does anybody have any discoloration on their face or on their knuckles, on their elbows? From plucking, tweezing, waxing, there is no going away. Does anybody have discoloration from plucking, tweezing, waxing, threading on the face, from ingrown hairs? Do you have discoloration on your skin? Do you have elbows that are discolored? Do you have discolored elbows? Do you have discolored knuckles? Discolored knuckles? Well, let me just share with you something. So to those of you that don't know me, hi Queen, hi. I have two clinics. I have a clinic in Miami Beach for 40 years, and I have a second clinic in Noonan, a suburb of Atlanta. And I specialize in all skin colors, and of course I specialize in hormonal skin and in discoloration. And as such, I do treat a lot of women that suffer from ingrown hairs, and when the ingrown hairs cause discoloration, and from the discoloration you have then problems that the skin gets much darker than the neighboring skin. It's an ongoing problem. It's a very long problem, but it's very, very common in dark skin. It's very common in dark skin women, in black women. And I decided to come today to talk because I got a phone call today from a patient of mine somewhere in Georgia. And she does laser hair removal with me, and she bought the lightning treatments, and she does that at home. And so she called and she said, Miss Eva, she said, is the same lightning treatment that I have at home, can I use it on my hands? And I said, yes. And I want to tell you something because it's winter, and I want to share something with you that has relevance, at least personally, to me as a woman. I saw her last Saturday because I was in Georgia. I came back Sunday night from Georgia. And I did laser hair removal on her, and I did treatment on her. I did a crystal microdermabrasion facial on the skin because the skin is very dehydrated, and a lot of women can relate to this. That sometimes you think these are blackheads and they look like very thin hairs that are like around here, around the nose and on the nose, but they're actually not there. It's dried out sebum from dryness, from excessive dryness. And then her husband divulged to me, in addition, for it to be cold, and Georgia is cold and many places are cold, he said, Miss Eva, I could never take a shower with my wife. I said, why is that? He said, because she loves scalding hot water. So she takes a hot shower, so that dries your skin out even more. So she said, Miss Eva, what am I going to do? My skin is so uneven and patchy. So I said, okay, we are going to do crystal microdermabrasion, we are going to do mandelic acid, etc., etc. And so we did, and we spent the afternoon together. But when she came, I shook her hand. And when I shook her hand, I said, your hand is so dry. And then I looked at the surface of her hand, and she's black, and I looked at the surface of her hand, and the knuckles were completely much darker, like 3 shades darker than the rest of her hand. Hi, Francisco, than the rest of her hand. And here the hands were very, very dry. So I said, so today she texted me and she said, Miss Eva, can I use the mandelic acid, this kit, which she has at home, because she uses it on other parts for her body, can I use it on my hands? I said, absolutely. And then she said, well, how should I use it? And so I said, okay, for your hands. And we are going to have a little bit of fun because, you know, I am not so prude, and I have quite some fun at times because I come from Europe and I'm not shy. and I can say things off the cuff that people in America are shocked, but just listen to me. So I said, absolutely, you should use the Minieva Skin Lightening Kit for the skin. So she uses it for her face. She uses it for her elbows, but her hands are extremely dry. It's very cold where she lives. Thank you for the hearts. It's very cold where she lives. Thank you, Denise. And so I said, use the lightning kit, and I will explain how to use it. Hi, Justin. Hi. How to use it on your hands so they shouldn't be so dry. And then I said, go to Amazon, and I will explain. And I said, go to Amazon and buy in Amazon. That's the cheapest thing and it's the easiest thing to do. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. The easiest thing to do is to buy, I think they come like 12 pair, 15 pair in a bag. And I don't know, it costs $10. They are white cotton gloves, but they're actually gloves that you use to clean the chandelier, the crystal chandeliers. So they're very cheap, they're like $10, but they're cotton gloves. And you buy a package like this of the cotton gloves. And now I will explain you how you lighten the discoloration of the knuckles, but how you get rid of the dryness on the hands, okay? And so just hi, Sherry Pie, hi. And so just listen to this. So I said, okay, well, she has the kit. So the first thing that you do is you use the crystal microdermabrasion scrub, which is this, the crystal microdermabrasion scrub. You put that, you make your hands wet, and then you put it all over your hands, and then you start massaging it, and you take just a little bit, like a pinch of salt, and you put it on your wet hands, and you start massaging on the knuckles, on the inner hands, you know, where it's very, very dry. You start massaging in between the fingers. You just massage the skin until most of the crystals fall off. So then the crystals will fall off, maybe 70%. Then you rinse your hands in water, then you dry them. After you dry them, you take this micro needle roller, like this. This is the roller. And you start using the micro needle roller on the knuckles. You go on the knuckles in every direction. It might pinch you a little bit. You might feel it a little bit, but you go, okay? And you go in every direction. Let's say that you do half a minute on each hand. And then you do the same thing here. Here it will not bother you. Here it will bother you more. And then you go on your hand. You go all over. So let's say the whole thing, each hand will take you 1.5 minutes to do one hand and then the other hand. So you did the crystal microdermabrasion. What you achieved with this, the crystals will remove the top layer, the dry skin, anything that's in the pores, it will remove it. Everything will come out. Then you do the crystal, the micro needle roller, and you roll in every direction. What this will achieve, it creates little micro channels, little holes, hundreds of little holes in the skin. We want to perforate the skin. Okay, so we did this. So you did this for about, let's say 1 minute on each hand, front and back. Now, after you did that, you are going to take this neutralizing powder, it's in here. And you're going to take a pinch, like a pinch of salt, and you're going to put it in a little bowl like this, little compote bowl, tiny bowl. You put a regular water, sink water in here, and put a pinch of the neutralizer in here, and drop a cotton ball or a pad in here. Put it down, put it on the sink. Now you're going to take the mandelic acid. This is the mandelic acid. Guys, yes, I am in the business to sell and I have to pay my mortgage. So yeah, I'm in the business to sell. But I am old enough, experienced enough, and human enough not to make you waste money by telling you take a cotton ball and dip a cotton ball in this mandelic acid. I'll tell you why. If you dip a cotton ball, a lot of the liquid will go into the cotton ball because the cotton ball will absorb it. You do this 5 times and you will be done with this bottle. And then, of course, you will come to me because you have to buy another bottle. But that's not necessary because I will not become richer if I screw you and I don't give you the honest thing and I don't tell you what you really should do. So you save it, so you don't waste it. So you buy this kit, whether you buy the kit for the face, we are talking now about the kit for the body, which costs $320, the whole kit. So you will take a Q-tip, okay? Hi, Bukai, hi. You will take a Q-tip, and you will, hold on, let me, okay, okay. You will take a Q-tip and you will dip the Q-tip inside the mandelic acid. You dip it inside the mandelic acid. And then you're going to apply it all over the knuckles, all over. And reapply it, put it back in. This bottle is only yours, so it doesn't matter if you go this way or you go from the other end with the Q-tip, reapply. Then you apply it all over your hands, and then you apply it all over here, okay? And you leave it on the first time at least 5 minutes on your hands. You leave it on 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, remember that you prepared the neutralizing solution with this, So after 5 minutes, you're going to take the neutralizing solution with the cotton ball and you're going to wash off the acid. You're going to wash off the whole acid all over. You wash off the acid. After you wash off the acid, then you rinse your hands. Everywhere. Rinse them, then you will dry them, and then you will apply the HA plus C serum, just a drop or two, and then the HA plus C cream. That is the treatment that's done twice a week. And you do this, and so for the first week, twice a week, you do 5 minutes. The following week, you do 6 minutes until you reach, every week you go up by 1 minute until you reach 10 minutes. You cannot go over 10 minutes. You should stay at 10 minutes. So you apply this and put it on. And after you did that, you go to bed most of the time. But what are you to do? This is only twice a week. That leaves us 6 other days during the week. And now the play of the gloves will come. Okay. And so in the particular case of my client, because I know her, and I really was bothered by the fact that her hands were so dry. She's a mother to several children, she works, so the skin is very dry. So I said, okay, you are going to buy from me my oxygenated ozonated serum. I'm looking around because it used to be here, but it comes in a jar like this. The oxygenated ozonated serum looks exactly like this. But just listen to me very carefully because there is going to be a lot of fun on this. This is a very, very potent, very, very strong product. Super, super potent. It's a scavenger. It's an ozonated, oxygenated scavenger. This is not a joke. So, but when you have such dark knuckles and you have such dehydrated skin, because you are working with your hands and because you are using a lot of hot water, which you shouldn't be doing, and we want to get rid of the discoloration on the knuckles and even out the skin tone on the hands and get rid of the dryness that she had on her hands, I said, you will at least twice a week at night, do crystal microdermabrasion first. You will abrade and you will use the crystal microdermabrasion that you had in the kit. Because when you buy the kit for $320, you have in there 6 items. One of them is the crystal microdermabrasion scrub. So what she's going to buy separately, she bought already, is the ozonated serum. So you're taking the crystal microdermabrasion scrub, you will abrade the skin front and bottom, rinse your hands before you go to sleep, and then you will take a little bit of the ozonated serum and apply it on your hands, front and back. Ladies and gentlemen, it's extremely, extremely gooey. It's very viscous. And I said, and you are going to put gloves on, and you are going to sleep with the gloves. I said, and it is paramount that you sleep with gloves at night, because the product, the heat will open the pores even more when you have gloves, and that scavenger is able to penetrate into the skin. And then, because this is me, and because, I sometimes, this is just me, and I have a sense of humor, I said to her, please, you do this only after you had sex. I said, never intend to pick up your husband's penis whilst you are in bed having sex and putting I said, because the penis will get stuck into your hands. So you don't want to do that. You want to do this after you are done with everything. You're having exciting sex. You did everything, and you, the lady with the dark knuckles, is going to bed, is going to lie down, going to sleep. Then you put the ozonated serum on your hands, and then you put the gloves on your hands, and you will sleep with the gloves. And if you do this, at least 2 times a week you do the mandelic acid treatment, and 2 times a week you do the ozone treatment that you put on your hands, I guarantee you that within a month you will see a big improvement on the discoloration and on the dryness of the hands. So this is a recipe. This is something that came to me. I said, okay, I have to talk about this, because I never really talk about knuckles. But when she called me, and she's my patient, she's my client. She comes for laser, she comes for skin treatments, she buys my products, and then she didn't know how to use it for her hands, or can she use it for hands? So the answer is categorically yes. You can use the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit, which is this. This is the kit. This is the kit. It consists of 6 items. This is the kit, consists of 6 items. You can use this kit anywhere on your body. It comes with instructions. It is specifically made for discoloration. Please understand, discoloration does not mean that I change the color of your skin. Does not mean that I make you a la carte 5 shades lighter. That's not what my products do. What my products do, they specifically address the discoloration that a woman has. A lot of women that have dark skin have a lot of discoloration, whether it be on the knuckles, or be on the chin, be on the face, be on the underarms, be on the bikini, on the pubis, between the inner thighs, the knees, the ankles. Such a common place to have darker ankles. This is the product that you want to use. This Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit is the product that you want to use. This will take care of your discoloration. And if you have like this client of mine that has really dark knuckles, really dark knuckles, like 2-3 shades darker than the rest of our hand, then you definitely want to get the oxygenated ozone serum, and you can get it in this, I'm in my link at Eva Taub Skincare, so you can get my information there, and you can just get there, or just contact me if you want to get a kit, or if you have any questions. And if you're not sure if the kit is right for you, DM me, message me, text me, ask me questions, and I will advise. I tell you what you should use, in what case, and how you should use it. But in generalities, I'm talking about a lightening kit that is superb. And let me just share with you something else. That is actually about acids, like glycolic acid and mandelic acids, because there are a lot. Hi, I am new. Hi, I am new. There is a lot of people that are peddling all kinds of garbage, whether it's on TikTok, social media. And look, guys, I'm an old timer. I am in the skincare business over 40 years. I wasn't born yesterday. And I understand composition of products, and I understand a little bit of chemistry. So I understand a little bit of a lot of things, and particularly when it comes to skincare products, because I make all my skincare products. They are made by me. Every single product that you ever buy from me is made by me personally. I test all the products. I do the products. I combine the products. This is why I sit day and night. When I have the time, I'm by the computer. I read. I educate myself. I learn. I never stop learning. I always want to know if I can do anything better, if I can improve something, if I can make it better. And particularly for people that do suffer from discoloration, for black people, for dark people, for ethnic people, where there's a real problem with discoloration. Discoloration for women, white women suffer tremendously from melasma and chloasma post-pregnancy. So a lot of people have a lot of discoloration, and it is a problem. It is a problem, and when you have discoloration, you don't know what to do, or you have unwanted hair and you don't know what to do. You're making the condition even worse. Excuse me, I'm thirsty. So I want to tell you that not all mandelic or glycolic acid or acids are all the same, and I need you to understand that why. There is something called pH, and to those of you who don't know pH, well, pH is basically breaking down like this. We have either something that is alkaline, or we have something that is acidic, and the pH decides which one it is. So a pH we determine this way. A pH goes from 0 to 7. 7 becomes neutral, 0 is the strongest, and then from 7 to 14. 7 to 14 becomes alkaline. So you have alkaline water, soap is alkaline, your shampoo is alkaline, vinegar is acid, apple cider vinegar is acid, mandelic acid is acid, glycolic acid is acid, phenol acid is acid. But here is the big difference, and this is something that people have to really understand, and people have to really comprehend that not all products are equal and are the same. And I actually had a fight on TikTok. It was about a year ago with a black guy. He was advertising glycolic acid, and he was saying, "Oh, you men have ingrown hair. You use a glycolic acid. It takes all the ingrown hair away." And I, in my naivete, because I didn't understand, I was new to TikTok, and I didn't understand that people hack any shit that there is possible to make a buck. In my professionalism and my understanding, I said, "You are wrong. Glycolic acid cannot be suggested to use for dark or black skin. It's absolutely impossible to recommend." So he told me to go fuck off, and basically told me that I shall go mind my own business. I was really taken aback by it. But then I spoke to other people, and they said, "Eva, what do you want?" These are people, they are low-class people, they are all over, and they are trying to hack anything for the buck, and whatever they say. And unfortunately, a lot of people, most people don't have the knowledge, the education, the background to understand really what works, and people just go for hype. So I want to, before you go for hype, before you buy something, I want you to listen to me. When we are talking about acids, when we are talking about, these are particular acids, let's say glycolic acid and mandelic acid, I 1,000,000% stand behind my statement that glycolic acid cannot be used on black skin and should never be used on black skin. Never. No, I was in Newnan this week, last week. I came back Sunday, Vicky, hi. So here is something that I want you to here is something that I want you to understand. There are two acids that are most popular in America: the glycolic acid and mandelic acid. Glycolic acid is derived from sugarcane. Mandelic acid is derived from almonds. But here is the difference. Glycolic acid, the molecular structure, the size of the acid is very, very small. And so when you put it on the skin, you apply it like with a Q-tip, you apply it on the skin, you have no control over it because it's very small, and it penetrates immediately into the skin, but unevenly. It can go in here, here no, here yes, here no. And you don't have control because it's very small, it goes very fast. Therefore, Therefore, glycolic acid is not suitable for black skin, because when you treat dark or black skin, you have to have control. And when you do something, when you want to lighten discoloration correctly, you have to do it slowly and gradually, as not to stimulate more melanocytes, as not to stimulate more melanin, as not to make the skin even darker. So, here's what happens. In America, they will sell you glycolic acid and they will sell you mandelic acid. And they will say 100% glycolic acid, 100% mandelic acid. And nothing could be farther from the truth, because it's not 100% of glycolic acid or mandelic acid that determines the potency of the acid, it's the pH. And I explained it before. I said the pH, you go from zero, hold on, Vicky, I will read in a second. You go from 0 to 7, and then from 7 to 14. Anything that's acidic, the lower from 7 down it is, the stronger it is. So when you have a glycolic acid, or you have a mandelic acid, or you have a phenol acid, whatever acid you are using, the lower it is on the scale of the pH. So if the product is, let's say, 2.9, 2.6, 3 point, on the scale of the pH 0 to 7, it's a very strong acid. It's the pH determines the strength of the acid, not the percentage of the product in the bottle. It's not the percentage of the product in the bottle. It's the pH determines the strength of the product. This is why when you buy products out on the market, and I understand it now, they do not work. Why? Because any commercially available product that you have, Walgreens, Walmart, Target, any commercially available products will have a very high pH. So the acid will be close to 7, 6.5. Why? Because when you sell mass marketing, mass selling, imagine you sell a product that is really potent, you could have a lot of problems with the product, because if people buy it without education, they don't know what they are buying, it doesn't come with instructions like my products, then the companies could be in a lot of trouble. This is why you cannot put a product on the shelf anywhere which has a low pH. This is when I tell you guys, when you really want results, you have to buy a product. I speak about myself. I make this product. I know the pH of this product. I know how this product works. You buy this Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit, you buy it from me, then you know that you are getting a working product, because the pH is low on this. This is why it comes as instruction. This is why I tell you to start, like we said on the hands, you can put it for 5 minutes. Obviously, if you do it on your face, you start with 2 minutes. And I tell you, go up every week, you go up by 1 minute. And if you recall, I said the maximum that it can stay on your face is 10 minutes. That's it. It cannot stay on your skin. It cannot stay any longer than 10 minutes on your skin, because this is very potent. And this is why you need a neutralizer to neutralize this acid, because it won't come off with water. So you need the neutralizer to neutralize this acid. So this is very, very important to understand. And so the products that you are buying outside, they are useless. You are throwing your money away, because they really will not deliver, because they can't. Legally, officially, they can't sell you a product that will really work, because they will have a lot of trouble if they sell commercially and in big quantities without any explanation, without any education, exactly what I'm doing here. Now, the second difference, and I'm just taking you for the sake of, so everybody should know, because that's important, why I said that glycolic acid is not suitable for black skin. I will repeat this again. And why mandelic acid is the only acid that's suitable for all skin colors. but it's suitable for dark skin and it will never destroy your pigment of your skin if you use it correctly. Because the size of the acid, the molecule, glycolic acid, you have no control. So when you put it on the skin, it can penetrate quickly, deeply, unevenly, and you have no control. So if I use glycolic acid on me, fine, I'm white. The worst it will be, I will be red, and some areas will be more red than other areas, but that's it. But if you use really my glycolic acid, and I have glycolic acid, because I make glycolic acid, I made over 30 years ago already. It took me 27 years to create something that was suitable for dark skin, which was the mandelic acid. I couldn't come up with a product until I really figured out and tested. So I made, and finally we have. And mandelic acid is derived from almonds, and the structure, the molecular structure is larger. So it cannot penetrate so fast into the skin. This is why I developed this treatment of 6 items, because this is exactly what I do in my clinic. I use exactly these same steps in my clinic. And this is why we are using the microneedle roller before we put the acid on. Because you use the microneedle roller, you are creating a little perforation so that the acid can indeed penetrate into the skin a little bit easier. Because if the skin is blocked, remember we said crystal microdermabrasion, we are braiding the skin first, removing the top layers. Why am I doing this? And then I'm using the microneedle roller. Why? Because I'm preparing it for the mandelic acid. I'm preparing so the mandelic acid can penetrate easier into the skin. Because if you apply it on skin that was not abraded with microdermabrasion, that was not perforated, it will not work properly. And this is why I said, it requires time and effort to figure out, try and error, until you figure out something that works. This works. This works. As I said, it took me 27 years. This is on the market now for 14 years. This Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. And I have 2 kits. I have the kit for the face and I have the kit for the body. That's it. I only have 2 kits. So what you use for your face till your neck, and the other one from your neck down, which is this one. It's the advanced Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. I only 2 kits. Hold on, somebody's asking me. Okay, so somebody is asking me, I will read the question. My problem, if I buy products, is it going to work on the not discoloration, but bring the coloration back? How does that work? Okay, so I think that the question that the young lady had on my other platform was, if she buys the product, how will the product work? So first of all, and I think the question was, if you use it on areas that are not discolored, if you use it on your whole face but you have discoloration, will it change? So remember what I said, this is a discoloration treatment. So you don't have to use it on the areas that you don't have discoloration. You only use it on the area that you have discoloration. Like this, you will assure that you are going slowly to even out the skin tone. So if you have discoloration here, then use it only here. And once you evened out half a year, hypothetically, because this is not quick, this is a slow, gradual treatment. Let's say half a year, you even out this discoloration, and then you want to use it all over your face to brighten your face, to even out the skin tone all over. Sure, you can do that. But first, you use it on the area of the discoloration. So if you have discoloration, use it on the area. Treat the discoloration. Don't treat the whole skin. Don't treat the whole face. Treat just the discoloration. So I hope I got the question correctly, and I hope that I answered it. Guys, on TikTok, if anybody has questions, so I know a lot of people watch, a lot of people are uncomfortable to ask questions because I get always messages and texts after I get off. But we are talking amongst ourselves. So if there's anybody that has any questions, please ask me, because I gladly answer your questions if you have, so we can sort of like, keep it going if there are any questions. So okay, if there are no questions, fine. It's okay. Let me just see if I'm missing anything. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I'm not missing anything. Okay, guys. So again, if there are any questions, great. If there are not any questions, can Anna? Can anybody say? Okay. Can anybody say where you are watching me from? I mean, can you just like what state or what country you are in that you are watching me from? That would be just interesting for me to know, just for the sake of me. Like, okay, I think Vicky, I think you're in Georgia. I'm not sure where, but I think you're in Georgia. But I don't know where people are. But if you want, tell me where you're watching me from. That would be interesting for me to know. And if there are any questions, so again, for discoloration, for dark skin, glycolic acid is not what you want to use. And I explained it why. Glycolic acid is not. You want to use only the mandelic acid. You want to use it in the right order. And this, why I created this kit. Why when you buy, you say, okay, I'm going to buy only this. It's not going to work, because you have to remove the top layer. You have to remove everything that is in your pores. You have to perforate the skin for the product. You have to read, okay, hold on. What brings corrosion back to even your whole face that is an area like the chin? Okay, I will answer that question. So you have to understand how the products work, and this is why I combined this kit, because a lot of people said, oh, what about you doing this treatment in the clinic? How they're different? They're not. I copied the process that I have. I copied the process that I had. Hold on, Vicky. I copied the process that I have from the clinical treatment that I do in the clinic to something that you can. That's why we call it the mini Ava Skin Lightening Kit. The mini Ava Skin Lightening Kit. Mini me in your house. Because so many people, and do understand that I am on TikTok new, but I'm in this business. I'm not new to social media. I mean, or to YouTube, and I'm not new to my business. So as I said, I'm in Bay Harbor for 40 years, and I opened the second location in Noonan, in a suburb of Atlanta. And that's already 10 years. And I go to Atlanta every 5 weeks. Why? Because in Atlanta, I get people to come to see me for laser hair removal, discoloration treatment, face treatments, and a lot of people that come to see me in Atlanta are actually dark and black and Hispanic, and most of the people that see me in Atlanta come to see me because I specialize in laser removal. I use special lasers. I specialize in discoloration. My forte is dark pigmented skin. So this is why people come from all over. And the Atlanta location was actually opened by me. It was work of love, not work of calculation, but work of love, because so many women in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, North, South Carolina, Virginia, so many women couldn't come to Miami, but so many women have, and so many dark and black women have problems, hormonal problems, which is number one, PCOS. And then they pluck and they wax, and the skin gets discolored. And now I come to your question, Vicky, about the discoloration if the chin is darker, which is a real problem. So a lot of people, and I will ask some questions. So a lot of people come to see me because I specialize, and because when people come to see me when they tried everything else and everything failed, and then by osmosis they found me. And then they say, oh my God, Eva, why didn't I meet you 10 years ago? Why didn't I meet you 5 years ago? Why did I? Because it just worked out this way. And so people come to see me when they are already in rather bad shape. And when I say bad shape, most women, why do women have chin hairs and ingrown hairs and discoloration on their face, because you are damaging your skin. How are you damaging your skin, and why does it get discolored? And then you come to me and say, Eva, help me fix it. It's not so easy. I tell you, and this is Vicky, listen, because this is exactly what's happening. When you have unwanted hair, the first thing that you should do, and as a dark or black woman, you should find somebody that does the Nd:YAG laser and is specialized in black skin. I do specialize in dark and black skin for over 40 years before I came to America. But you have to look for somebody, and if you cannot find somebody, then you have to come and see me. That's number one. If you let the hair grow, on your chin, on your neck, and you continue plucking, your hair, what you are doing is the plucking. First of all, you pinch your skin because you want to get that little hair that's there. You want to get that sucker that's there, and you will dig with your tweezer, and then you will leave a mark. And you know, a dark person, a black person, when you get bit by a mosquito, you immediately get darker spot where the mosquito bit you because it's inflammation. So you get inflammation from plucking, and you definitely get inflammation from waxing. So the skin gets much darker. So you have to avoid, and you have to eliminate the culprit that caused you discoloration. So, this is for you. If you have discoloration on your chin, and you have discoloration because you have unwanted hair, because you are waxing, you are tweezing, do not buy my kit, Vicky. Don't buy my kit unless you do laser hair removal. Unless you are in Atlanta, so you can come and see me in Noonan. Unless you either go somewhere, find somebody that understands black skin, or you come to see me and you do laser hair removal. Because if you are going, and this is for everybody, guys, across the board, all women across the board, all men with ingrown hairs across the board, don't buy my kit. Don't buy it. I don't want you to buy it if you're not addressing the cause of the problem. Because the cause of the problem first is the ingrown hair. The ingrown hair comes from you plucking and waxing. So you got discoloration, you got inflammation, you got ingrown hair. Now, if you're going to buy my kit, you are going to lighten your skin, and you continue plucking, and you continue waxing, and you continue threading, you will make the skin even worse. Even worse. So I ask of you kindly, don't buy my kit. Don't buy my products unless you are willing to do it the correct way. And the correct way is only by doing laser hair removal first, and then you can do hand in hand. Once you're doing laser hair removal, then you do the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. But continue plucking, continue threading, continue waxing, continue abusing your beautiful skin, and use this. You are not going to get any benefits. And then you will say, Eva's product didn't work. No, Eva's product works very well, but you have to do it the correct way. There are no shortcuts. In life, remember this. Shortcuts never work in life. Very rarely will shortcuts work. You have a problem, you address the issue. This is why I said a lot of people, you guys can contact me, you guys can ask me, you guys can communicate with me. You can DM me, you can message me, you can ask me questions, and I'll always answer you. But I come and I share this information with you guys because I think it's so important, because nobody gives you this education. Nobody takes out the time to talk to you. Nobody takes out the time to explain you how this process works, why till now everything that you did not work, and it will not work, is because you are not addressing the core problem, and the core problem is the abuse that you are giving your skin by waxing, threading, and tweezing. That has to stop immediately. It's number one. Address it by doing laser hair removal. If you have dark skin, only one laser can be used, and that's the Nd:YAG laser. But how lucky can you be? Because you can come and see me, whether it's in Miami or whether it's in Georgia. So, we can cover. And look, guys, just so you understand, a lot of people come to Georgia, and they're not from Georgia. people drive. So up from Virginia, yeah, it takes you 8 hours, 10 hours, but people drive. But then I have a lot of people that fly. And I'll tell you why it's cheaper to come to Georgia, because Atlanta is higher up from Miami. So I have people coming from all over the United States, and they fly to Georgia because it's cheaper to come to Georgia than it is to Miami. And they come, they rent a car for $35. They drive out to me because I'm about half an hour south of the airport of Atlanta. They come, they get their treatment, then they go back to the airport and fly back home. And they do it once every 5 weeks. So people do it, people fly from all over America. Okay, I will come to you. My chin is blotched. I have hair, little hair, chin up under, but it's more so my chin is blotched. Yeah, your chin is blotched because you are doing this, Vicky. You are tweezing, you're waxing, you're setting. Chin, look, why is my chin not blotchy? And forget about that I'm white. But why is my skin? Because first of all, I have no hair on my chin. So I don't pluck my hair. I don't pluck my hair, so it's not going to be blotchy. And if I had pigment in my skin, like you have color in your skin, and you're doing this, you're hurting your skin. You're pinching your skin, you get inflammation every time a black person pulls by waxing, by threading, by tweezing the hair. Please trust me on this one. You are stimulating your melanocytes, you're stimulating color to your skin. Why? Because when you are yanking the hair out, there's a vibration, and by yanking, let's say you're waxing, by waxing, you're putting the wax and then you're yanking the hair, you are stimulating, because I always show you this. I don't have the mannequin here, I have it in the other office. But, okay, here. So you see this black thing? This is your upper skin. Now, under your upper skin and the lower skin, my hand is the lower skin, you see the black thing? That's your melanin. This is where melanin sits. Now, when you have hair, the hair sits down below the two skins. So when I yank the hair out, it stimulates this, that the vibration creates inflammation and it stimulates the melanin. And what does melanin, it's my microphone, by the way. What does melanin do actually? What does melanin actually do? Melanin is a protective mechanism of the human body. So it protects your skin. So when you have a wound, you have discoloration, whatever you have irritation, inflammation, melanin will push to the surface to protect your skin. So when you are pinching, when you are tweezing, when whatever you have, we say here, the skin is much darker. So you have hair, you need to do laser hair removal. And then you can start doing the mandelic acid treatments. But you have to do it hand in hand. And this is why I'm saying, guys, please don't buy my kit if you are not doing it the right way. Laser hair removal and lightening, then they go hand in hand. Because laser is not a one-time treatment. Laser requires at least minimum 12 treatments. Considering if you are not, if your hair is not related to hormones, like imbalance of hormones. If you have PCOS, endometriosis, Cushing's disease, insulin resistance, Hashimoto, then the story is completely different. Then you require so many more treatments than the standard 12 treatments. So if you don't have any hormonal imbalances, if everything is corpuscular, then that will take minimum 12 to 15 treatments to finish with the hair. And this is not bleaching. Many have a skin lightening kit. It's not bleaching. It is lightening. It is getting rid of the discoloration. It is reducing inflammation in your skin. That's a huge thing to understand. And by the way, for black men, I'm talking to all the black men. Black men suffer equally to black women from ingrown hairs. Black men suffer because what happens with black men, so black hair as a rule of thumb is curly, right? Curly. However, the skin is rather thick. The hair is rather weak. So the hair is curly. So it's not straight that it can push through and come out. So the hair is curly. So let's say the hair is like this. And the hair tries to come out through the skin, but it's not like this. It's like this. And it doesn't have the whole strength to push out through the skin, through the pore, because it's bent already. And so if it has a blockage, and so it's not straight like this, and if it has a blockage already because the skin is wounded or the skin is thicker, the hair cannot come out, and then the hair curls up under. And for a lot of black men, that is a huge problem when they shave. This is why a lot of black men don't want to shave, because they believe that the shaving is causing the discoloration and the ingrown hairs, which is true in a way, because if you shave incorrectly, that is another reason that can cause ingrown hairs. And then if you already start with ingrown hairs, my recommendation for every man, for every black man, is to do the Nd:YAG laser hair removal. Because once you start with one ingrown, you will never stop. It's just you have a predisposition. Some black men don't ever have ingrown hairs because their hair can come out naturally. But a lot of black men have. And so again, for black men, Nd:YAG laser is the one laser that I wholeheartedly recommend. So I recommend for every black man that had one or two ingrown hairs, like, guys, don't wait. Invest the time, invest the money to do laser hair removal. The only laser that can be done. And please don't wax. Please, I beg of you, don't wax. Don't wax. Guys, I was waxing my legs and waxing overseas 45 years ago. Wax was not invented in America, just so you understand. Wax comes from overseas. It's not an American invention. But wax is not made for black skin. 100% not. Because when you're waxing hair, again, remember, you're waxing, you're irritating the skin. Black people have curly hair, not straight hair. You are creating more ingrowns, you are hurting, you are inflaming the skin, you are stimulating more melanin. So if there is one thing you take out of it, of my conversation today, don't ever let anybody convince you that wax is a wonderful thing. Wax is not a wonderful thing for black skin. Not black men and not black women, because you don't have straight hair. You have curly hair, and you have pigment, you have melanin in your skin. So I'm putting the wax on, and then I am yanking the hair. A lot of the hair breaks because it's curly. I can't take the hair out. So now I irritated, I stimulated the melanin. So there is inflammation, and the melanin will now push more color to the surface. And you know as well as I do that you can tell every black woman, every white woman that's waxing her upper lip, and she's doing it for several years, you can see a dark shadow on her upper lip. You know that. Because I cannot be the only one that sees thousands of women with a black upper lip, with a shadow. And that comes exactly from waxing. And this happens to Hispanic and white women too. When you have dense hair and you wax the hair, particularly on sensitive areas like the upper lip, you will get discoloration even if you are white. So waxing is not a solution. Listen, not everything has to be used on everybody. Just because it came to America, just because it is everybody does it, but just because it's fashionable, just because some idiots say that it is great to do, just because some influencers say, oh, I did this wax because they get flu wax. Guys, start using your mind. Start using your mind. Start thinking. Start researching. Before you damage your skin, start researching. Start doing homework a little bit. It's your body. It's your life. It's your skin. It's your discoloration. It's not my discoloration. I don't have discoloration. You have discoloration. I don't have ingrown hair. You have ingrown hair. So I'm trying to solve your problem. So again, if you have discoloration, And the discoloration is on your knuckles. Today we were talking specifically on your knuckles, but you have it on your face, on your knees, anywhere. You want to buy the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. The Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit consists of 6 items. This is what you want to get for the discoloration. If you have discoloration in your bikini, your inner thigh, your underarms, whatever it be, this is what you want to buy. The Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit consists of 6 items. All the 6 items that are inside this kit is exactly the same process that I use clinically when you come to my clinics, and when I do lightening treatments on your skin, I use exactly the same process. Exactly the same process. So I just created it in a kit. So that's why we call it the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. So it's mini me in your house. So, ladies and gentlemen, anybody has any questions, anybody wants to say something, anybody wants to know something, by all means, please contact me or DM me. I know that a lot of people are watching. Oh, you never wax or pluck. So do you have hair on your chin, Vicky? Because we are talking, and if you never wax and never pluck, do you have hair? How did you remove do you have hair on your chin? Like, how did you get the discoloration? I'm sorry, I'm talking to a friend of mine on the other side. I am on another platform on YouTube, and it's coming back and forth, so I'm answering you, and then I'm answering on the other side, because the young lady said that she never waxed or she never plucked. So I asked, why did this, and she's dark, why did this area get discolored? So I don't know if she's still here with us to answer the question. In any case, Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. This is I have 2 kits. You can go to Eva Taub. Yes, a little. Okay. What else did you do, Vicky? What else? Because discoloration doesn't come just from nothing. Discoloration comes from inflammation. The young lady said that she has a little bit of hair, but she never waxed, she never plucked. So I'm asking, because you don't get discoloration without a cause. A discoloration comes from something. It comes from medication, it comes from abuse, it comes from the wrong treatment, it comes from something irritated, something, yes, I said that. I plucked. Okay, you plucked. Okay, well, there is the answer. So yes, you plucked, you just didn't wax. So so again, we are back home. Vicky, darling, we are back home. It's the same problem, because when you tweeze, you pinch your skin. And even if you don't pinch your skin, but most of the time you do, because you just do by feeling, you pinch your skin. And when you are pulling the hair out, you're stimulating, Jade, how are you? Oh, beautiful girl. You're stimulating melanin and discoloration on your skin. So if not, guys, if none of you will ever come to see me, if none of you will ever go for laser hair removal, if none of you will do anything, here is something that I suggest to all of you. Here's something that I suggest that will not create discoloration. That you didn't have enough yeast in your system, and that's why could be. But I have to see, Vicky. The blind man said, I want to see what you have on your skin, so that I can determine. So the next, I will be in April 24, 25, 24, 25, 26. The week of the 25th, I will be in Georgia. The week, hold on. Try again. Okay. Okay. The week of the 25th of April, I will be in Georgia. So I think from the 20th to the 25th, I will be in Georgia. So make an appointment and come and see me during that week. So I can look at it, and then I can tell you. But for sure, I want to tell you guys that plucking will hurt your skin and will stimulate melanin. And so I was starting to say this, that Jade, I don't know how to do it. I only know how to, if Annabelle was here, she would know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. I only know how to push the button and and talk into the telephone. Okay, you will definitely be coming. That will be my pleasure. If I can make one suggestion to all of you, and that is across the board, if you cannot do laser hair removal, and I don't see a reason why anybody couldn't do laser hair removal, but let's say you cannot do laser hair removal. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go to the Walmart, Walgreens, Target, wherever you go, and I want you to buy a five blade razor. 5-blade razor. 5-blade razor. You buy a 5-blade razor, and every woman does have a hair conditioner at home for hair. Every woman has hair conditioner at home. I know that, because you wash your hair. So you have to put air conditioner, otherwise you can't comb your hair. So what I want you to do is to remove the hair from your face or anywhere. I want you to make the skin wet. I want you to put the hair conditioner on the skin. So let's say your upper lip, your chin, underarms, your bikini, your legs. Do not shave with a shaving cream. Put hair conditioner on your skin and then shave with the 5-blade razor. Why? What does hair conditioner do? Do you know, guys, what hair conditioner does? It plumps up the hair, right? It plumps up the hair, so the hair becomes plump, and it softens the hair. Well, hair is hair, so it makes no difference if the hair is on your chin, under your arm, on your pubis, on your bikini, on your legs. When you put hair conditioner on your hair, it plumps it up and softens it. And when you use a 5-blade razor, the razors are stacked diagonally like this, going down. So when you shave, you're shaving diagonally like this. So you're not shaving like this, like a tube, but you're shaving at an angle. So when the hairs come out, they're not straight like this. Let's say this is straight. No, they're pointy, because you shave them in an angle with 5 blades. So when the hair comes, when the hair comes out of your skin after you shaved, it will be much finer, and it will not create ingrowns as regular shaving does, as waxing does, as threading does, as tweezing does. So 5-blade razor, and hair conditioner. That is the method that I suggest to everybody to use. Before you come for laser hair removal, anyhow, you have to shave your hair. And I tell you, just shave like this. This is the way that I want you to shave your hair. That's just my recommendation, because it works the best way. And again, for those of you who are here, who came to listen, I don't do neither or, Vicky, you come to see me. You make that effort to come to see me. I don't do FaceTime or Zoom. I'm sorry, I don't. What you do is, if you have discoloration, whether it's on your face or on your body, and you have real discoloration, then the only thing that really would work is the Mini Eva Skin Lightening Kit. It's not glycolic acid, it is mandelic acid. It's suitable for all skin colors, and particularly for skin that has more pigment in it. And it reduces the inflammation. Discoloration is the cause of inflammation. So this is anti-inflammatory to start with. And it has 6 items in it. So it has the crystal microdermabrasion in it. It has the microneedle roller in it. It has the neutralizer in it. It has the mandelic acid. It has the HA plus C serum and the HA plus C cream. So there's 6 items in the kit. This is the kit, costs $320. This is the kit that is suitable for your discoloration from the neck down. So wherever, today we were talking about your hands and about your knuckles, how to treat that and how to get rid of it. So, said that, anybody that wants to buy this kit, so you by all means you can do that, or you can DM me if you have any questions. I gladly always answer any questions. And I apologize to those of you, particularly Jade, because the second time I see that you come, I just don't know how to do it. And I don't know how to go in, how to go out. So you will have to excuse me, but I don't know how to do it, how to bring you in. But I see you from time to time, and I think about you. I think about your father, Jade. You can also call me, nothing will happen. Or if you come to Miami, you can sort of call and we can have coffee. You can come and visit me. Okay, guys, it was lovely spending an hour and something with you, but I can see that there are a lot of messages in the background. I have to answer people. I have to go. So I thank you very much. Any questions you have, DM me, ask me questions. And thank you, Denise. Thank you very, very much because I got so many hearts and you liked and the few people, and Sherry Pie, thank you for coming as always. Vicky, thank you for coming. Thank you for everybody that came on YouTube. I appreciate it. And I shall be going right now, and I will be back with you soon, one of these days. I never know when, but I will be back. Ciao, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, and now, okay. All right. And now.